Why? And that I go on to say, I don't got time for the hate. I need more time in my day. I put an ice in my bay, yeah. You riding on me? I get my drip overseas. Niggas are hating on me, yeah.
How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Pieces and blessings upon all my Akis and all my sisters out there. Welcome to Split Decision. I'm your host, Aki. To my left is no other than
Professor Nims, the pundit with the PhD in pugilism.
Talk to him nice. Don't talk to him twice, because that's a real life professor for the ones that don't know.
Come get educated.
So for all the casual fans out there, welcome to the Aki University, where we offer the book of the truth. So since people love to judge a book by its cover, we're going to paint a perfect picture for y'all. So if y'all do take the time out of y'all day to read the book, hopefully y'all will graduate from the Aki University. We got real life professors.
Classes in session right now.
Yeah, with PhD degrees teaching at the Aki University. So it's free to attend. All you got to do is subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't. And listen to these casual fans. So for all the casual fans out there, welcome to the Aki University. Hopefully y'all will graduate soon enough. We believe in everybody, so everybody is welcome here. To all my Akis, salute. Hashtag Aki, the boxing brotherhood.
Yes,
and
sir.
to the new media members, to the new media partners, and to everyone that's part of the new media movement, shout out to y'all. It's a pleasure to have y'all here. We're going to represent, we're going to show in, and we're going to show out. Canelo Alvarez, he in negotiation with Saunders. See, he said, Saunders is boring. You know what I'm saying? He run too much. I don't like his style. When he got asked before when Saunders was looking good. As soon as Saunders fought on KSI versus Logan undercard, fighting an unknown fighter, losing that fight till he got the knockout, all of a sudden, Canelo interested. He stated Gennady Golovkin fight is possible. He willing to make that fight now. Yeah. Oh, you made all that fuss, but now when he lost against Deviachenko, when nobody want to see that trilogy match other than DAZN, who believe that's going to bring a lot of viewers, when it's not, because nobody really want to see that fight. Now you're interested in Saunders and Gennady Golovkin, who's looking to fight somebody that we never heard before again, when he promised Deviachenko a rematch. Yeah. When he promised Andrade to his face that he's going to fight him again. People mad and say, I'm hating on Canelo. Nah, it's Canelo that opened himself for criticism. I'm not critiquing him. Marquez critiqued him. Morales critiqued him. Chavez Sr. critiqued him. You claim Marquez stated he's the greatest fighter of all time, right?
He did.
Marquez came on and stated, and I sent you the article. He stated that Canelo Alvarez is pound for pound number 3 after the Kovalev fight because he needed to fight fighters in their prime, like the Charlos of the world and the Andrades of the world. And Terrence Crawford is still pound for pound number 1. Lomachenko still pound for pound number 2. That's what Marquez believed. So I'm saying, that's the strike that you got last show. That still got the strike right here.
For what? For what?
You stated Marquez said that he did it.
He did. Hold on. All right. Go ahead with your point. And
yeah, but I'm saying I'm not hating. I'm just reporting the facts. I'm out here preaching. I ain't even reporting. So why they saying I'm hating when he opened himself for criticism because he claiming Andrade is boring. But I promise you, if Andrade look horrible his next fight, he probably consider him to fight next. So now, he
would never consider that fight.
So if you're telling me all you got to do is look bad for Canelo to consider fighting you, so Charlo and Andrade need to follow that blueprint. Andrade and Charlo dominate their opponents and they be like, oh, look at them. Andrade looked horrible his last fight when he just dominated a fighter Jacob struggled with. You know what I mean? Andrade knock out Nilsson, the same guy that knocked out Tony, and people claim, oh, that's cherry picking. That's the same guy that knocked out Tony, but they claim he got a bad resume. Charlo getting dogged by Gennady Golovkin. They making every excuse in the book, and the excuse is getting dusty. We got to wipe the dust off before we talk about it because it's so old. So we not hating on Canelo. We just pointing out the facts. You know what I mean? He claimed he pound for pound number 1, but he ain't even the best in his division. So that's my problem with Canelo. I'm saying I'm holding him to it. If you want to be pound for pound number 1, do what Floyd Mayweather did. Fight fighters coming off their biggest win. Don't do what Manny Pacquiao did fighting Keith Thurman after the longest layoff and a bad performance, even though, to Manny Pacquiao credit, he's the older person. Canelo Alvarez in his prime. Do what Floyd Mayweather did fighting Shane Mosley coming off his biggest win. Every fighter coming off his biggest win, like Cotto, Canelo Alvarez even beating Trout when Floyd Mayweather beat him. So my point is this: if I pull out the list comparing Morales, because Morales is a fighter that criticized Canelo Alvarez, right?
Okay.
This is the list that Morales fought, right? Morales fought so many fighters in his prime.
Okay, so look it up. So let me just
You can play it. You can play it.
Play this.
This is Radio Raheem.
This is Radio Raheem.
Shout out to Radio Raheem. To this day, Google that shit if you don't know.
I say that, and I think, but it is not a surprise for me. Was a great knockout for Mexican fighter.
Did you have him winning the fight up until that point, Canelo?
I have my card 96, 94 for me for Canelo.
Do you think that he can continue to fight at 175 pounds and challenge the other champions?
I don't know if Canelo feel good. I don't know. It's decision for Canelo and for his team. I think he go back for 168 or 160. I don't know if he feel great. I don't know what's going to happen with Canelo.
And what about Kovalev? Can he continue to fight and challenge and maybe retain his or reclaim his belt?
I don't know. This is the decision for Kovalev and his team. I don't know. I don't know if Kovalev continue to fight. I don't know. This is a decision for Kovalev and his team.
Lastly, did you get a chance to watch Ryan Garcia, and what did you think of him?
They didn't say that.
Great prospect.
What?
Ryan Garcia is a great prospect in this sport. I think maybe 1 year he will be a world champion.
People are talking about Canelo being the greatest Mexican champion now after having knocked out Kovalev. What are you feeling about that?
Yes. He was a great performance for Canelo Alvarez. I think the same.
He's just saying that, like, if they want to say
I mean, I'm just saying, but like that.
Well, he the same person. You saw the article I sent you, right?
Yeah.
And what he said. He said Canelo number 3 in the world today and Terence Crawford number 1. So it's like.
But they're not Mexican.
Hmm?
Those guys aren't Mexican. So
he's talking about Mexican. So
he could be the greatest or whatnot.
I don't know if he's the greatest Mexican.
Oh, no.
Sanchez
I wouldn't put him up there. I wouldn't put him up there. But I was surprised when Marquez said that. I'm like, dude, you a great Mexican champion. And you just got to thrust. And there's this recency bias that we have that, that just happened.
Because people critique him for being a Canelo hater. That's why he did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how many people critiqued him for being a Canelo hater and shit like that. So I'm a call out the fighters that Eric Morales fought in his prime, right? Mm-hmm. This is you talking about being the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, right? So Morales is how many fighters that he fought during his career. Junior Jones, Daniel, I can't even pronounce his name, Zaragoza, Marcos Antonio Barrera, 3 times a legendary fighter. Wayne McCullough, Kevin Kelly, Gutty 2 times, and Chin Chin. I don't know who that is, but you got my point. Yeah. Jesus Chavez, Manny Pacquiao 3 times. Zahir, David Diaz, Jois Alfredo.
He actually lost to Zahir, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying how many fighters he fought. Danny Garcia. He fought Danny Garcia. Yeah, he got tested positive for computer roll, but Canelo Alvarez got tested positive for computer roll in his prime. Morales did it toward the end of his career.
He also fought Marcus Maidana.
Pablo Casino Willie. I mean, it's so many fighters on this list. Like, damn, it's just so many fighters. Let me tell you.
He outboxed Manny Pacquiao when Manny Pacquiao was pound for pound, either number 2 or 3. I wouldn't say 1 because Floyd was still around, but he got outboxed by.
That's what I'm saying. Eddie Croft, Paulie Ayala. So I'm saying all these fighters, right? And comparing them to the Canelo Alvarez fighters that he fought in their prime, right? I'm going to just compare them real quick. This is the old fighters. This is not the prime fighters. This is the old fighters. Sugar Shane Mosley, 41. Baldemir, his left hook that you were talking about, he was 39 years old. Indal, 39 years old. Gennady Golovkin, 35. Sergio Kovalev, 36. Ryan Rojardes, 35. Miguel Cotto, 35. Floyd Mayweather, that ass whooping, 36. A masterpiece. I mean, he took him he got a PhD degree that night, but he didn't graduate though because he obviously lost big time. But
he actually picked up some moves from Floyd. He moves at the waist now.
This is the fighters that was over the hill. Chavez Jr. Kermit.
Chavez Jr.?
Kermit that Canelo fought.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
How was Chavez Jr. over the
He
hill?
fought him at a catchweight. Canelo Chavez done got knocked out
Chavez
so
Jr.
many times.
It's just whack anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Chavez has never been knocked out.
That's what I'm saying. What do you mean? He got knocked out. Chavez Jr. got knocked out by Fortuna at 175. And Kermit, Amir Khan, James Kirkland, they coming off all bad performances. Matthew Hatton, that's Ricky Hatton brother, that was fighting at 147. He fought at 154 for the 154-pound belt. Alfredo Angulo. So I'm saying all these fighters, that's how many fighters he fought. And this is the article. I'm not making this up. I'm reading it off an article that's just pointing out the facts that Canelo ain't fighting fighters in their prime. Like, there's only 3 fighters he fought in their prime: Lara, Trout, and Daniel Jacob. And that's it. And that's what I'm saying. That's the problem that Canelo has. That's why Morales is looking, hold on, y'all trying to tell me this dude the greatest of all time, Mexican greatest fighter of all time?
I've never.
But that's what they're saying. That's what they're hyping him out to be.
That's the narrative that's out.
So that's what I'm saying. If the narrative is that, and they saying we hating Morales, I just called you out all these greatest fighters he fought, and he looking at Canelo. I had cherry picking, maneuvering around the best competition. He like, nah, you need to fight Charlo. You need to fight Andrade. You need to fight Benavidez because I fought the best competition out there. You know who else fought the best competition out there? His promoter, Oscar De La Hoya. They got beef right now because Oscar probably looking at him like, you know who I fought in my prime? I fought Pernell Whitaker. I fought Floyd. I fought Corte. I fought
Sugar Shane Mosley
at 147, the unification.
Sugar Shane Mosley.
No.
Well, not unification, but
I'm talking about when they were both undefeated when he fought.
Oh, Felix Trinidad.
Trinidad. Like, stop playing with him. He still fought the best. Like, it's Canelo who got a guaranteed purse and is not willing to step in the ring with the best. Period.
Well, that is the DAZN's fault.
That is Canelo's fault because even before that, he turned down the Jamel Charlo fight and Jamel Charlo left Golden Boy because they didn't fulfill his contract. He didn't fight Andrade and Charlo and Jamal Charlo at 154. He ain't fighting them at 160. He only considered Sandras when he avoided him in the past and claimed he not interested in him.
Right,
he only want him to fight him now.
We do, but we have to be honest though. So when he fought Floyd Mayweather, right?
Who didn't want to fight Floyd though? First of all, but
exactly, he was 23 years old. He was green as hell.
How is he green? Floyd Mayweather, he looked at his best when he beat Corrales at 24. You remember how Canelo looked against Angulo after that?
But he didn't fight a master.
When the last time he called? Name me the last master boxer he fought.
The last master was Lara.
And what happened in that fight?
It was a close decision.
Who you gave it to?
I had Lara.
I had Lara winning. That's what I'm saying. If they claim he got such better since the Floyd Mayweather lost,
he has easy.
Why he don't fight the Andrade of the world, the Charlos of the world, and prove it? Why he has to maneuver and be so strategic? It's for a reason. He ain't trying to see these brothers. Like I told you last show, Floyd Mayweather beat all his peoples on this Mexican Independent Day, but he won't fight these brothers on Mexican Independent Day for a payback. Like, hey, you know what?
But you're comparing him against all-time greats.
Right? Oscar De La Hoya.
What was that? Oscar De La Hoya, Mayweather, Morales, all-time. But like, if you compare him against his contemporaries, his resume kills all of that.
Pause.
All of that.
I'm gonna get to that, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna get to that. First of all, I'm comparing him to the fighters that they claiming that he surpassed, the Morales, the Barreras, that I disagree with, the Chavez Sr. I don't think he's better than they. Yeah, I think Manny Pacquiao win for Marquez is better than any Canelo win. Period. So what I'm saying is, Canelo is maneuvering, not fighting the best, and they claiming he the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, which is a false statement. First of all,
and
you talking about comparing him to the fighters today. We have not put
that statement out here. That's a whole different narrative that we do not subscribe to on Split Decision.
But that's what they claiming he is. That's the narrative out there, right? So I'm saying this. You saying comparing to the fighters today?
Yeah, his contemporaries.
It's because he has better options. He fought on Mayweather undercard. He getting treated as this, he being spoiled in a way. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he has better opportunities. If he wants to fight Charlo, he will make that fight happen, right? He could make that fight happen. If he want to fight Andrade, he can make that fight happen, right?
Tomorrow.
If he want to fight better be if any fighter you name, he can make it happen. Why? Because he the A side. He has that leverage, right? These fighters that you talking about, they got to get it out the mud. They didn't get no silver spoon. So he could, like Charlo, he could call out Gennady Golovkin all he want. He could be his mandatory for 2 years all he want. He still can't get the fight.
What's Charlo's best win?
J. Rock Williams. But that's not the point. Okay. That's not the point. My point is this. He could fight.
And that wasn't at middleweight.
But I'm just saying, at middleweight, the best don't want to fight him. The Canelo of the world.
Except for Andrade.
Canelo requested the French fries title to avoid that fight. So my thing is this. You saying he has better resume than these fighters? Because he has to. Because his resume is made up. Why when he fight the Charlos of the world, like his critiques are saying fighters, not me, like Morales, the Chavez of the world, legendary fighters. Why when he prove them wrong? My point is this. The reason he has a better resume, because he has better options. Charlo, he want to hop in the ring with Canelo, Gennady Golovkin, and Danny Jacob.
That's a cash cow.
And Danny Jacob. Danny Jacob is not a cash cow. Gennady Golovkin is not a cash cow today.
I said Canelo is the cash cow. Of course you want to hop in the ring with him. Well, now, just like when Canelo wanted to fight Floyd, even though it was probably too early, because he was the cash cow.
He's ducking, period. Canelo ducking, Charlo and Andrade ain't ducking, but they just can't get the big fights because they that talented and that dominated. It's the Rigondeaux effect. These champions like Cruz and Frampton successfully froze these fighters out. So it's like the murderers roll all over again.
Rigondeaux dominated a Donaire.
After that, he couldn't get no fight.
When Donaire was one of the... So we can state that like that is a great win. You have been... legitimized, and then even to the point where he shouldn't have fought Lomachenko, who was 2 weight divisions up above. But we actually wanted to see that fight because we knew that Rigondeaux was legit.
Just like we want to see Charlo and Andrade fight Canelo. But guess what? He don't want what happened to Donaire to happen to him. That's why he have the best resume, like you said, because he avoiding these fights. If he fight these guys, he probably if his next fight is Charlo, Andrade, and Benavidez, he probably be 0-3 his next 3 fights. That's what I'm saying. So you can have the best resume when you avoid and could pick any fight you want. Meanwhile, Charlo got to fight every fighter they tell him to fight, and he still can't land the Canelo or Gennady Golovkin fight.
You know he fighting Dennis Hogan.
He got to stay active because these fighters are freezing him out.
He could have fought Andrade.
No, he couldn't, because the zone is not willing to send Andrade to Showtime.
No, he could have came over there and said, you know what? I'm going to do a 3-fight deal with y'all. I'm going to beat Andrade.
Hold on.
With
Pause.
the zone. With the zone.
Why would he do that?
Because I'm going to beat Andrade. I'm going to beat Canelo. And then I'm going to beat Triple G. And then I'm going to be a superstar.
Pause. He already said he's willing. Because that's a strike. That's another strike.
What are you talking about? Because those are facts. Like that's a crazy
You got to inform.
That's a crazy 3-fight deal.
Okay, are you the zone? Are you gonna make it happen? Because if you do, I promise you, he signed that contract tomorrow to go get them straps. But let me tell you this: Andrade just signed with the zone. How come Andrade don't get the Canelo fight and Gennady Golovkin next? Then he called out Gennady Golovkin to his face. And Gennady Golovkin finna fight a nobody next.
Now Triple G needs to make that fight.
Let me finish my point.
Triple G needs to make that fight.
If you got more confidence than them, cool. But you ain't finna fight for Gennady Golovkin and Canelo. I'm telling you, you saying Charlo, why he don't do this, right? Well, Andrade is with the zone, and he not getting the Andrade fight. I mean, he not getting the Gennady Golovkin fight, and he's not getting the Canelo fight. So why will Charlo go to the zone and sign a contract where they're not gonna guarantee him the Canelo fight or the Andrade fight or the not the Andrade fight, the Canelo fight or the Gennady Golovkin fight.
Yeah.
And to your point, you stated that the zone they messed up when they signed Canelo because they can't force him to fight nobody.
Because they did not give themselves leverage to do that. And
you want Charlo, you want the Lions only to sign with the zone when they can't even guarantee him a fight with Canelo or Gennady Golovkin. So why would he sign?
Because you could fight an Andrade and not a Dennis Hogan.
Why will he sign with the DAZN when they can't even guarantee him these fights? That's what I'm saying.
They can guarantee him a Triple G. Well,
no, they ain't. Because Gennady Golovkin already he turned down the opportunity to fight Andrade for the WBC title when they mandated him. That's what I'm saying. So why would he go and sign with the DAZN when they can't even guarantee him the fights? Just like with Wilder.
So you don't get,
hold on, pause. Just like with Deontay Wilder, when he was trying to when he was trying to fight AJ, the DAZN gave him a contract for 4-fight deal for $120 million, but they didn't guarantee the AJ fight. Or you know what I'm saying? So like, what's the purpose of him signing with him? And AJ ended up losing. You be on there.
Pause with it, all these pause and play buttons. But
no,
what I'm saying, what I'm saying is that like he will up his profile, and that he will put himself in a better position to get those fights right now. He does not have a quality win at middleweight.
His best chance is to stay active, be his own boss, and whenever opportunity presents itself, take it. His best bet is to follow the game plan that's working. The PBC is trying to establish this dominance because he still could get the Deveryachenko fight. He's still the Heyman.
That's not what he wants, man.
But at the end of the day, it's still a good fight. I'm saying it's not his fault that these fighters are avoiding him. You keep trying to make excuses for Canelo and Gennady Golovkin. That's too dusty. Like I said, these fighters ain't trying to fight.
I didn't say nothing about Triple G.
No, but I'm saying you said that, okay, Canelo Alvarez, he has a better resume. Of course he do, because he can make any fight he want. If Charlo is in the same shoe as Canelo, he will have a better resume because he will hop in the ring with everybody. I could see his demeanor. He want to be the best, just like Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. But because they cut from the same cloth as these guys, Canelo Alvarez has to get a witness protection belt from the WBC, becoming the French Fries title, requesting it. He got stripped for the IBF title because he didn't want to fight his mandatories. How did he become the French Fries champion when he didn't even defend his belt?
He went and made history, and he made a lot of money.
You said, according to you, I already debunked a lot of the points you keep bringing up.
No, you never debunked that.
So I didn't debunk that he not making history. He making up history fighting a washed Kovalev. According to you, you said Kovalev was so washed up.
He was washed.
Yes, you did. You could go back to episode 7.
I said he was long in the tooth. And that he
had a foot out the door.
1 foot out the door.
What's that mean?
Whatnot.
What's that?
Like washed is fighting somebody who like Baltimore or something like that. That's a washed fighter. That's
not even a fight. That's
what did Kovalev had knocked out his opponent, a young, strong buck.
According to you, that's only had 18 amateurs.
He was green, but he still knocked him out.
With 18 professional fights that haven't stepped up. And talking about who Charlo fought, Andrade fought, who Yard fought, who have Yard fought at the time before. Exactly. And he only have 12 amateurs fights. Come on now. And he almost knocked out Kovalev. Listen.
When people open up the annals of boxing history, they're going to say there's only been 2 fighters who went
That's French Fries champion. Lomachenko and Canelo.
Who went from middleweight and won a light heavyweight championship. It was Bernard Hopkins and Canelo Alvarez.
And
that's
Roy
history.
Jones. What do you mean? But I respect what Bernard Hopkins did. He beat a legit champion. Kovalev was on his way out the door. He ain't interested in fighting Beterbiev or Benavidez that called him out. He not interested in them, and he interested to fighting Saunders as soon as he on the way out the door. That's what I'm saying. Your points that you bring up already debunked from the last show, because according to you, Kovalev was washed up, and everybody know he washed up. He ain't fight the Kovalev version for Andre Ward. Kovalev already been knocked out twice, already been exposed to the body, and he's already on the way out the door, got 1 foot out the door. Canelo kicked his other foot out the door. Like I said, fight a prime fighter. And you talking about he got better at than these other fighters.
I mean that's just facts. That's just facts.
Because he's in a better shoe. Errol Spence, for example, he didn't fight on nobody undercard like Floyd Mayweather to become a star in the game. And he had to get it out the mud. He was being avoided like Floyd, and now he's like the face of sport.
He came from the Olympics.
Porter, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, all these guys didn't want to see him on the way up. And he
had a lot of co-signers.
Listen, when tables turn, now they want to fight him. Back in the day, they didn't want to fight him. Let's keep it real.
You're right.
So all I'm saying is, Errol Spence had to get out the mud. Andrade had to get out the mud. They avoided. They trying to just stay busy to make noise because these fighters on the hope list trying to freeze them out. So these fighters on the coincidental list, every time they mandatories, they don't get to fight these fighters on the hope list. They get French fries title and avoid to maneuver. And like I said, if these fighters are in the same shoe as these fighters on the hope list, if the fighters on the coincidental list are in the same shoe as these fighters on the hope list, they will surpass them. They will be so far out in their career right now.
Well, I mean,
but because
part of it, they have to prove it in the ring. So you saying that you don't think Andrade has been mismanaged?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm saying, but because these fighters won't fight him, he's a risk. And the Canelos of the world, they don't want to fight him. The Gennady Golovkins of the world, perfect example. They don't want to fight him, and they fight on the same network. Charlo don't fight on the same network. Canelo, Andre, Gennady Golovkin, all these guys fight on the same network. You know what I mean? That's why they know better. If you know better, do better.
Okay.
And if they want to be, that's all I'm saying.
You mad passionate about you. If you see Canelo in person, I think you might try to fight him.
Man, I ain't Marquez. I ain't gonna tell him you the greatest Hispanic fighter of all time. I'm gonna keep it real.
I would never say that.
I'm gonna ask him the $1 million question.
What's that?
When you gonna fight Charlo and Andre?
I want to see that.
We want to see you in the ring against
fights.
prime fighters. That's all. He opened himself for criticism. I'm not critiquing him. I'm not the only one. New media critiquing him. Dante, DBN, Ego, the most reliable boxing outlet in the YouTube industry. You're talking about fighters from great legends, from the Morales, Barreras to Marquez to Chavez Sr. These fighters are critiquing him because why? He opened himself for criticism because he only had 3 fighters that he fought on his in their prime for the past 15
It's a lot of narratives out there.
15 years.
I just played Marquez saying that maybe there was something that was lost in translation.
Man, me no speak no English. That's what I think it is. Now, the last topic of the day. Thank y'all for tuning in to Split Decision, episode 9. You know, obviously
2 months in, baby.
2 months in, but you know, these casual fans, old media hating because, you know, obviously they're not bringing up any points to counter what we saying. They ain't coming to the Aki University to debate. They just coming to talk shit because they can't graduate. So great.
Exactly.
Read the book of the truth that's offered in the Aki University.
Come with something that's substantive. Because we actually like that. There were actually some people who brought up some good points, and I acknowledge them.
Salute to all y'all.
And then a lot of I'll come up next time with the fighter's name, but he was talking about the history of Charlo and Canelo, and I respect that. Like those are the arguments
my point
that I
then.
respect. No, it did. I have to acknowledge that. I have to acknowledge that. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? This thing called ad hominems, whatnot. Y'all can keep them to yourself. Come with something substantive. But tune in every week.
Y'all know what time it is. For all the people that's hating on my drip, let it be known. You know, when I see y'all on the road, I didn't pass y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? To no Aki.